With the accelerated focus on better sanitation across India in the recent years, national level programs such as Swachh Bharat Mission have been implemented with the vision of sanitation for all. However, how far are the so-called main beneficiaries, particularly the urban poor, involved in the planning, implementation and monitoring of such programs? In the absence of formal spaces for participation of the urban poor, there are risks that these programs are mistargeted and the public institutions are not held accountable to their mandates. The urban poor's participation in the planning and implementation of sanitation programs are limited partly due to their unorganized nature and the lack of capacity to assess their situation and legitimately articulate their demands. PRIA's learnings show that the inclusion of citizens in the planning, implementation and monitoring of development programs enables their sustainability. There exists a dilemma in organizing the urban poor as the city grows to the whims of the powerful voices. Technical knowledge takes precedence and community knowledge is deemed out of fashion. Such devaluations of community knowledge systems relegate urban poor communities to the peripheries of the national vision for sanitation. Keeping this in mind, PRIA's initiative, Engage Citizens Responsive City, ECRC, aimed to bring communities together, open up dialogue between local knowledge and technical knowledge to meet in the middle, to resolve these problems with community members. Following our core methodology of participatory research, we began building trust amid the communities we work with. How to identify problems plaguing a community? Simply ask them.
हमारे मोहल्ले में हैंडपंप नहीं है, नाली साफ नहीं होती है, पानी बहुत गंदा है, इतने तो कीटाणु हैं वह पानी में, आधे आदमी बीमार हो रहा पी पी के, बहुत कचरा है वहाँ में।
वहाँ से यहाँ पे लगे हैंडपंप लगे, पानी नहीं आ रहा, हम लोग कहाँ जाएंगे बताओ।
नगर आयुक्त भी आए हुए थे, वो भी देख लिया, देख कर भी चले गए, कुछ बोले भी नहीं। पार्षद को इस बात को सौंपा गया है।
The lack of access to services are the symptoms of larger problems, like the lack of accountability by the service providers, access to the decision-making of local governments, information and awareness, and capacity within the urban poor communities. How to resolve such problems? How to bring change? By starting a conversation with the people, by organizing them. In order to address the deeper problems and not just the symptoms, the urban poor need to be organized. This would empower people to come together, address, discuss, and find solutions to the problems plaguing their settlements. However, organizing people comes with the challenges of vested interests, leadership, building consensus, third-party facilitation, and more. So how to facilitate a goal that is beneficial to all? Through Participatory Urban Appraisal, or PUA, PRIA began the process of visualization of the problems. Participatory Urban Appraisal is not only a learning process for the community members, but also for the facilitators who must be sensitive to local contexts. Through transect walks with the community members of different age groups, gender, and social standing, the facilitators and community formulate a clear understanding of the settlement by identifying its location, geographical spread, housing, and service availability. The community members feel valued and are more eager than ever to share their knowledge on the issues and potential solutions with us. A timeline is organized chronologically through the information given by the community of the key events, changes, and landmarks in the past, which puts the evolution of a settlement in a historical perspective. The learnings from transect walks and establishing a timeline leads to the visual mapping of informal settlements. The community members then generate a social and resource map of the settlement, establishing its spatial layout, infrastructural facilities, population, and social stratification. This process comes with the challenge of containing conflicting opinions on existing resources and makes consensus building difficult. However, it is through this process that we can assess who controls and has access to resources and who does the settlement cater to. If facilitated well, this mapping process can subvert hierarchy and create new leaders who work towards the community's interests. Through these activities and discussions, a stakeholder analysis of the settlement emerges, informing the community of the key people who can influence its development. These processes bring community and facilitators together to understand the realities of a settlement through the perspective of its residents. When community members, especially the neglected informal poor, feel heard, when they are asked about how to make their homes better and are given a role in the betterment of their neighborhoods, a sense of ownership emerges which is crucial to sustainable change. For any national program or bettering of basic services to be truly successful, the face of the solutions to the problems need to be the citizens themselves. Come join us in this effort to facilitate participation of the most marginalized, a process of self-reflection and change. Come join us in this movement of reclaiming our neighborhoods and cities to make them truly inclusive.